Well, whether you're buying or selling a home, it can be tough to know where to begin.
And how to do it the right way. Well, we've covered a lot of topics with our next guest, but today we're focusing on advice for sellers.
That's right. Welcome back, Troy Trump from Keller Williams Realty. Good to see you, Troy. Thanks for coming in.
Troy, Happy New Year.
Yeah.
You too.
Welcome back.
We have some mealworms. I don't know if you saw the previous segment.
I did
Yeah,
see
there's
it.
a cricket down there if you'd
No
like.
thanks. I already had a good breakfast.
Good. That's
You're
what I
full.
said too. Well, thanks. One of the things we're talking about are sellers. What are some of the mistakes that sellers make?
Well, when it comes to moving, two mistakes sellers often make is one, canceling the utilities before the buyer does their walkthrough. The utility needs to be on at that walkthrough so the buyer can verify that the systems of the home are still working.
Oh, sure, sure.
Next is scheduling ahead of time to have their homeowner's insurance canceled. The problem with that is that if the closing gets delayed by a day or two, the home's going to be left uninsured during that time. Sellers should wait until after the closing to call their insurance carrier and cancel coverage.
I mean, these are little things, though,
Yeah.
that, I mean, you maybe don't necessarily know. Are you supposed to do this research online to figure this stuff out, or does it come down to the agent that you're working with?
A lot of it is guidance by the agent to know what to do and what not to do.
So you're getting ready to sell, and of course you got to start packing everything up. So how about advice for when sellers are starting to clear out their homes?
Well, first thing, if a seller's moving out before the home sells, the home shouldn't be left empty. Studies show that vacant homes take longer to sell and they sell at lower prices. That's one of the reasons why I have a professional stager meet with each of my sellers so that the home looks great even when it's not fully furnished. Next, sellers often have a garage sale in order to get rid of unwanted property. I think a garage sale is a little bit more hassle they need to go through. An easier way of disposing of that property is donate it to charity. Not only are you helping people in need, but you also get to determine the value of that property. For example, a shirt that you might sell at a garage sale for $5, you can donate it and claim it as $10 or $15 when you do your taxes. And then last, when clearing out a house on the day you move out, make sure you check every nook and cranny, closets, cabinets, especially the top shelf in the kitchen, and then also check the dishwasher. No buyer wants to move into a home and find a load of dirty dishes there.
Hide stuff in there, leave your dishes in there.
You can easily forget about that.
But you bring up a good point about donating some of your property, because I think I sold a couch not too long ago for like $100, an old couch I had, right? Well, I met with my tax guy, and he says, if you donate that, the value of that is maybe $225, depending on the condition of it. So you can take that off the top of your taxes. So that's a very good point about that. Now, when you're packing up, ready to leave, do you have any tips for people that are, as they're putting their belongings into boxes?
Sure. The first is make a list of the contents of each box and label those boxes not just by room, but also by number. So if there are 5 boxes of kitchen items, label them kitchen 1 of 5 through 5 of 5.
Ooh, that's smart. I wish I would have done that.
Yeah. That way, if a box
Did you
doesn't-
label any of yours?
I still have boxes sitting in my parents' garage that I don't know what they are, so I haven't opened them.
Because you didn't label
That's
them.
not
I
uncommon.
label
Label
them.
them.
That is so smart. Anyway,
Yeah.
sorry to interrupt.
Oh, no problem. But that way, if a box doesn't show up, you know right away which box is missing. Next, if using a mover, you need to know there are certain things that movers won't put on the truck. For example, flammable or corrosive liquids like gas or paint thinner, and yard equipment like mowers, trimmers, and snow blowers need to have the gas tank emptied and aired out, or they're not going to pack them on the truck.
Yeah, that makes sense. We got all kinds of technology out there. I can tell Siri to turn down my lights in my house. Are there tools and technology for moving?
Sure. Yeah, there are a couple apps that are useful when moving. The first is Sortly, which will create a list of items along with photos, so you have an inventory of what you're moving, and it can also make a list by box of what you're packing. The second is Magic Plan, which can measure rooms just by simply taking a few photos of each room, and then it puts together a floor plan of a home. And the user can then add their furniture to those rooms to see what best furniture arrangement works for them.
I think I've seen that one. I think I've seen that on social media.
That's
People using that
nice.
one.
Yeah,
pretty
that's very
cool.
handy.
Really
And one of
cool.
the services I offer my clients is a utility concierge, where based on the address of the new home, the concierge will put together a list for them, all the utility, cable, satellite, and internet companies. Our client selects which services they want, and the concierge will set up all those services for them.
Sounds great. Well, we've sold our home. We're ready to move into a new home. What about advice for the buyer moving into that new home?
Buyers, first for security purposes, they should, of course, change the locks, reset the security code, and also reprogram the garage door opener. Next, for safety, they should change the batteries in the smoke and carbon monoxide detectors and clean out the dryer vent before they hook up the dryer. And then, just for convenience, they should download from the internet user manual for any appliances that are left behind at the home. and reset the system settings for the sprinkler and thermostat to their liking.
I've purchased 2 homes, and I have never had changed the locks on my doors. You know, that's just something I never really thought about. I guess. I mean, maybe I trusted the previous owners enough that they're not going to come in the house, or
Well,
maybe you never know what keys they gave.
Exactly.
Well, I had
You
it
don't
even done
know-
in my apartment. It was only 25 bucks, and I had it done because how many people have lived there?
Right.
You
yeah.
never know. It doesn't say do not duplicate on the key. Anybody could go. Yeah.
And even if you trust the previous owners, you don't know how many other people a key was given to.
Yeah.
The neighbors, the housekeeper, maybe they had a son off at college that still had a key.
Yeah, that's true. How about kids? Making a move easier on kids. It can be stressful for families and the younger ones as well.
It can be. First, I recommend talking to kids ahead of time about the move and talking to them frequently about it to put them at ease. On day of moving, make sure they have their favorite blanket or toy in hand for a sense of security. And once in the home, keep their routines the same. And one way to make kids feel more at home in a new house is to paint, decorate, and arrange their bedroom the same as it was in the old house.
That's a good
That
idea. I
makes
never would have
sense.
thought
Yeah,
of
that
that.
makes sense.
Well, a lot of great advice today, things that I would have never even thought of. For more information, contact Troy Trum at 402-884-4848 or head on over to trumteam.com. Always great advice. Thank you so much,
Yeah,
Troy.
happy to be here.
Yeah, Happy New Year.
I was
Sure.
thinking the next time on the show, maybe we can switch places and I can interview the two of you about what it's like to host a TV show.
Sure, let's do it.
We'll do it. I'll do it.
All right.
Do.
And, we'll tell
That'd
you,
be
and then
fun.
she'll tell you what it's like to eat a mealworm.
Yeah.
And what it's like to work with this guy every day.
Thanks, Ray.
Thanks,
Appreciate
Troy.
it.